She remarked. I don't understand why we need shared accounts after 3 years together. I replied, that makes sense. Then I calculated her share of everything. The utility bills in her name shifted her viewpoint. I'm a 29-year-old man who has been with Sophia, 27, for 3 years, living together for 2, and throughout this time, she has been firm about keeping our finances entirely separate. I don't see the need for joint accounts, she would say whenever I mentioned it. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. It's simpler that way. I respected her stance. I support financial independence. But here's the catch. Sophia earns around $85,000 at her marketing job, while I make $62,000 as a project manager. It's not a huge gap, but she definitely earns more than I do, and she's not shy about reminding me. Maybe we should dine somewhere less expensive tonight, babe. I know money's tight for you. Oh, that's a lovely watch. Must have been a splurge on your salary. Don't worry about getting me pricey gifts. I understand your situation. My situation? I live comfortably and save money. I just don't earn as much as she does. But here's where it gets interesting. While she talks about financial independence, she somehow never noticed that I cover almost all our household expenses. Rent, $2,200 a month. Just me. Internet, $80 a month, my account. Electricity, $150 a month, my name. Water and trash, $75 a month, my account. Streaming services, $60 a month, all mine. Groceries, $600 a month, all purchased by me. Meanwhile, Sophia only pays for her car, her personal shopping, and her yoga classes. That's all. When I suggested splitting household costs, she would say, "But you were already paying for these before I moved in. Why should I pay for your apartment?" The logic was mind-boggling. She lives here and uses everything, but since it's my apartment, she feels she shouldn't chip in. 3 weeks ago, we were out for dinner with her friends when the check arrived. Sophia loudly declared, "Separate checks, please. I believe everyone should pay their own way. No financial dependence in relationships." Her friend Melanie laughed. "Girl, you're so independent. Must be nice to avoid money drama like couples with joint accounts." Sophia beamed. "Exactly. I don't get how women merge finances with men. Keep your money separate, ladies. Always." I sat there, having just paid our $2,800 rent that morning, and smiled. That's when I decided, if she wants separate, if she wants independence, let's do this right. I went home and created a spreadsheet detailing every expense from the past 24 months. Every utility bill, every grocery receipt, every streaming service she uses. I totaled it all up and divided it by 2. Sophia's actual share of household expenses came to $27,400. Amount Sophia has contributed? $0. But here's the twist. I wasn't going to ask for back payment. I'm not petty. I just wanted to start a fair split moving forward, 50-50 on all household-related expenses. True financial independence. The next morning, I presented her with the plan. "Hey babe, you're absolutely right about keeping finances separate. So I've outlined a fair split of household expenses. Your half is about $450 per month." She laughed, actually laughed. "That's funny. But seriously, what did you want to discuss?" "This is serious. If we're keeping finances separate, we should really keep them separate. Equal partners, equal expenses." Her expression went pale. "But you've always paid those things, right? And you've always said we should be financially independent. Starting September 1st, I'll need your half for rent and utilities." "This is insane. You earn less than I do. I thought what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. My salary shouldn't matter if we're truly independent." She stormed off and didn't speak to me for 2 days. Then the real drama began. Update 1. The silence lasted exactly 48 hours. Then Sophia went into full manipulation mode. First, she tried the sweet approach. She made my favorite dinner, wore that dress I like, and kept telling me how much she loves living with me. "Babe, I've been thinking. You're right, I should contribute something. How about I buy groceries sometimes? That's included in the $1,450. Half of everything. But that's almost my entire fund budget." "Your fund budget? You earn $85,000 a year." She replied, "Yeah, but I have expenses, my car, credit cards, shopping, activities." "So do I, plus I've been covering your housing for 2 years. Then came the guilt trips. Oh boy, the guilt trips. "I thought you loved me." "I do. That's why I've been subsidizing your lifestyle for 2 years. Money shouldn't matter in relationships. You're the one who insisted on keeping finances separate. This is financial abuse. Charging you half of the expenses for the place you live is abuse. She even called her mom, Eleanor, who then called me to lecture me about being a provider and how real men don't nickel and dime their girlfriends. Eleanor, your daughter makes $23,000 more than I do annually. That doesn't matter. You should be happy to take care of her. Like she's been happy to take care of me. Click. But the best part came when Sophia talked to her friends. She went to lunch with Melanie, Brittany, and Jessica, expecting them to bash me. Plot twist. Brittany's an accountant. She did the math right there at brunch. When she realized I'd been paying about $2,900 per month for shared expenses while Sophia contributed nothing, she actually choked on her mimosa. Wait, you haven't been paying anything toward rent. Girl, my boyfriend makes twice what I do, and we still split 50-50. Melanie, that's like he's been giving you $1,450 a month in free housing. That's insane. No wonder you can afford those Louboutins. Your housing is free. Sophia came home furious that her friends betrayed her. But I wasn't done. I had been doing more thinking and planning. Sophia, I have a proposal. Since you don't want to pay half, I found a solution. Her eyes lit up. You're dropping this nonsense? No, I'm moving out. Found a great one-bedroom for $1,400. I'm moving October 1st. You can take over this lease or find your own place. You can't just leave. Why not? We're financially independent, remember? My lease, my choice. Where am I supposed to live? Wherever you can afford with your $85,000 salary. She tried everything, tears, threats, even called my mom. My mom, who's been divorced 3 times, just laughed and said, "Good for him." Then Sophia made a crucial mistake. She posted on social media, "My boyfriend is kicking me out because I won't give him half my salary. Men are trash." I commented with screenshots of our expense breakdown. Every receipt, every bill, 2 years of me paying for everything while she saved and shopped. The comments were harsh. Girl, you haven't paid rent in 2 years. He's not asking for half your salary. He's asking you to pay your own way. Imagine making $85,000 and complaining about paying rent. Her post vanished within an hour, but the internet is forever. Someone screenshotted it, and it went semi-viral on Twitter as an example of entitlement culture. That's when Sophia panicked and agreed to pay her half. Fine, I'll pay the stupid $450. Happy. Actually, there's been a development. What now? I already signed the lease on the new place. The landlord here says you can apply to take over this one if you qualify. You'll need first, last, and security deposit, about $6,600. I don't have that. What happened to your $85,000 salary? I have expenses. Maybe you should have thought about that before refusing to pay rent for 2 years. The entitlement was off the charts. She genuinely thought she could live rent-free forever, because that's how it's always been. Update 2. Things escalated quickly after I signed my new lease. Sophia went from entitled to desperate to vindictive in 72 hours. First, she tried to win over the landlord, calling him in tears about how I was abandoning her and leaving her homeless. The landlord, Dmitry, a 65-year-old Russian man, doesn't take nonsense. He called me. Your girlfriend cried to me on the phone, saying you're leaving her with no place to live. Dmitry, she makes $85,000 a year. She tells me she has no money for a deposit. That's not my problem. I like this. You paid for her for 2 years. She saved nothing. She's not good tenant material. I'll find new tenants. Dmitry actually rejected her application, saying anyone who can't save money while living rent-free for 2 years is a financial liability. Then came the smear campaign. Sophia started telling everyone I was financially abusing her, that I trapped her, that I was controlling her with money. Her dad, Richard, even called me. This man who drives a Tesla and owns 3 investment properties tried to lecture me about taking advantage of his daughter. You should be ashamed using money to control Sophie. Richard, I've been paying her rent for 2 years. She shouldn't have to pay. She's a woman. Your daughter makes $85,000. She's not a dependent. You're not a real man if you can't provide for your woman. Weird perspective from someone whose daughter brags about being independent. He hung up on me, but then Sophia made a tactical error. She went to our mutual friend group chat and tried to portray me as the villain, posting a long message about how I was suddenly demanding money and making her homeless. Our friend Connor, who's a lawyer, responded, Wait, you haven't been paying rent this whole time, and now you're mad he wants you to pay half? He never asked before. So you thought free rent was just permanent? Our friend Aisha added. Girl, I make $45,000 and pay $1,100 in rent. You make almost double that and pay nothing. It's about the principle, Aisha. The principle of what? Mooching. The group chat turned against her. Even her closest friends called her out. Then came the extinction burst. Sorry, I couldn't avoid using this term. She showed up at my work. My workplace security desk called. There's a Sophia here. Says it's an emergency. I went downstairs and she was there with a U-Haul. I'm taking my stuff from the apartment. Your stuff? Sure. The TV, couch, bed, dining table, and literally all the furniture are mine, though. I have receipts showing I paid for everything. You can't leave me with nothing. You left yourself with nothing by saving nothing while living rent-free. She tried to access the apartment when I wasn't home. The landlord called me. Your girlfriend? She tried to use the key. I've already changed the locks for the new tenant next month. Then the real desperation kicked in. She applied for the apartment, but needed a co-signer since she'd blown through her savings on designer goods. Her parents refused because she should be living with a man who provides. The irony. They raised her to be independent, but also expect men to pay for everything. On September 15th, 2 weeks before the move out, Sophia approached me with an offer. What if we got joint accounts? What? I've been thinking. You're right. Couples should share expenses. Let's get joint accounts. Combine everything. I laughed, actually laughed out loud. Now you want joint accounts when I'm moving out? We could make this work. True partnership. Sophia, you want joint accounts now because you've realized you can't afford to live alone? That's not partnership. That's desperation. Please. I can't afford a decent place on my own. You earn $85,000. My car payment is $700. My credit cards are about $500 a month. My yoga is $200. And that's my problem. How? Then she hit me with, if you loved me, you'd help me. I did help you for 2 years. You saved none of it. The manipulation attempts became wilder. She claimed she was pregnant. She wasn't. Said she'd been paying utilities all along. Bank statements proved otherwise. She threatened to sue me for unlawful eviction. Connor laughed when she called him for legal advice, telling people I'd been financially abusing her by checks notes paying all her living expenses. The week before I moved out, she brought her new boyfriend by. Yeah, a new boyfriend. She had been dating him for 2 weeks, a guy named Trent who drives a Porsche. Trent's going to take care of me properly like a real man. Trent looked at the apartment, saw the rent price, did the math on his phone, and said, Babe, I can't afford this place. But you have a Porsche. It's leased. I make about $50,000. She thought the Porsche signified wealth. Nope. Just means he's bad with money. They left together. She was crying, and he looked confused. Moving day. I'm loading boxes when Sophia shows up one last time. I'll pay it all. All the back rent. Everything. Just stay. With what money? I'll get a loan to pay back rent. That's insane. Please, I'm going to be homeless. You make $85,000 a year. You're going to be fine. I'm not. I can't afford anything decent. Maybe you should have thought about that during the 2 years you were living for free. She actually dropped to her knees in the parking lot in front of the neighbors. Please, I love you. You love free rent. I drove away. She was still in the parking lot, calling everyone she knew, trying to find someone to let her move in. Final update. It's been 2 months since I moved out. Time for the final update on this saga. My new place is fantastic. Smaller, sure, but it's mine. Every bill I pay is for me. No one taking advantage. The mental peace is worth the smaller space. As for Sophia's situation, well, remember how she couldn't afford the deposit for the apartment, her parents wouldn't co-sign, and Trent, with his leased Porsche, was broke? She ended up moving in with Brittany. Yeah, her friend who called her out at brunch. Brittany charges her $800 per month for a room. Not an apartment, just a room in her house. But here's the catch. Brittany makes her pay on time every month, no excuses. Sophia lasted 3 weeks before having a meltdown about how everyone's obsessed with money and real friends don't charge each other. Brittany posted their text exchange on social media. Sophia, I can't believe you're being so rigid about rent. We're supposed to be friends. We are friends. That's why I'm only charging you $800 for a room. That should be $1,200. Sophie, this is exploitation. Girl, you lived free for 2 years. You have no idea what exploitation means. I'm going through a hard time. The hard time of having to pay for housing like every other adult. The post went viral in our circle. Everyone was sharing their Sophia tried to live with me for free stories. Turns out she approached basically everyone. Connor, the lawyer. She offered to be his live-in assistant in exchange for free room. He declined. Aisha. Sophia said she'd help with chores instead of paying rent. Aisha laughed her out of the apartment. Even Trent's mom. She asked if she could move into Trent's mom's basement. The woman said, I don't even let Trent live here free. But the ultimate karma came last week. I received a text from an unknown number. It was Eleanor, Sophia's mom. We need to talk about Sophie. I met her for coffee, curiosity getting the better of me. Eleanor, Sophie's living situation is unstable. Okay, Richard and I were wondering if you'd consider taking her back. Absolutely not. We'll help with her expenses. Now you want to help? Where was this energy when she needed apartment deposits? We thought she was being dramatic, but she showed us the real expenses. And how did you afford all that? It's called budgeting. Living within means, not buying designer bags every month. She's our daughter. We just want her happy. She was happy living for free for 2 years. Now she has to be an adult. Eleanor then dropped this bomb. She's been borrowing money from everyone. She owes Brittany 3 months' rent, borrowed $2,000 from Melanie, $1,500 from her cousin. How? She has credit card debt. She's been living on credit since you left, maintaining her lifestyle without the free rent. The woman who preached financial independence is now in debt to everyone she knows. I felt bad for exactly 2.3 seconds. Then I remembered her real man comments and the manipulation and felt fine. Yesterday, the final twist. Sophia texted me from her actual number. Can we talk about? I've been thinking. You were right about the joint accounts. Sophia, no. Hear me out. I've learned my lesson. True partnership means sharing everything. I want to combine our finances. You want access to my money. No. I want us to be equals. Equals? You're in debt to half the city. I made mistakes, but I understand now. Couples should support each other. Support? Like how you supported me for 2 years. I was wrong. I see that now. What you see is that you can't maintain your lifestyle without someone else paying your bills. That's not true. What's your current debt? Long pause. About $18,000. $18,000 in 2 months? I had to maintain appearances. Your job requires a certain image? Your marketing job requires Gucci bags. You wouldn't understand. I understand perfectly. You want joint accounts now that you're drowning in debt? You want me to be your life raft. Is it wrong to want support from someone who claims to love you? Is it wrong to want contribution from someone who actually loves you? She blocked me after that, but I know from mutual friends she's looking for a second job. Brittany's evicting her for non-payment. Her parents finally agreed to let her move home if she pays them $500. Trent dumped her when she asked him to co-sign for a car loan. She's selling her designer goods online. Her credit score has plummeted. The woman who believed in financial independence is learning what that actually means. No safety nets, no one else's money, just your own choices and their consequences. My favorite part. Last week, one of her co-workers reached out to me on LinkedIn, saying Sophia had been telling everyone about her abusive ex who used money to control her. The co-worker said, but then we did the math on what you were paying versus what she was contributing. And dude, you're a saint for lasting 2 years. Even strangers can see through the nonsense. As for me, I'm doing great. Smaller apartment, but bigger peace of mind. I'm dating someone new, a 28-year-old woman who insisted on splitting our first date bill because that's what adults do. When I shared this whole story with her, she said, wait, she lived rent-free for 2 years and complained when you asked for half. The audacity. Casey also earns more than I do. She's in tech, making about $95,000. You know what she said when I mentioned it? Cool. That means we can split a nicer place when we're ready. That's a partner. Sophia is still posting quotes about knowing your worth and never settling on Instagram while living in her childhood bedroom at 27, making $85,000 because she can't afford rent after buying too many bags. To everyone saying I should have just kept paying because love isn't about money, you're right. Love isn't about money. Which is exactly why someone who truly loved me wouldn't have watched me pay everything for 2 years while they saved nothing and contributed nothing. Equal partnership means equal contribution. Whether that's financial, emotional, or domestic. Sophia wanted the benefits of traditional relationships, having the man pay for everything, with the freedoms of modern ones, complete independence. You can't have both. Anyway, that's my story. A guy pays all the bills for 2 years, asks for fairness, gets labeled abusive, and she ends up in debt while he moves on. Karma really did the heavy lifting here. Peace out. Edit. Since people keep asking. Yes, this is real. Yes, she really made $85,000 and saved none of it. Check out Personal Finance Subs. You'll find plenty of high earners living paycheck to paycheck because of lifestyle inflation. Earning good money doesn't mean you're good with money.